what not to do and telling people, don't do this. Go, please try to do this. Please try to help. Oh, he says, whoever it is, it'll go down in history.
Wow.
So later that night, the pastor down there came out and he says, Mary, we're going to have the supper now that you were invited to earlier. And we had a couple of priests there, lawyers, and cardinal, and all. They all thought that I was the smartest girl in America. To think what I did, how I did it, and to think that even go all across the country for help.
Great. That's great. Good job.
And,
well, like your dad always said, here's Mary.
And I'm telling you that year that never goes by that I don't at least get a note from some of them.
Really? Did you get a special award for helping out?
Oh, I think I went down in history.
I think you're in the history books, Aunt Mary.
Yeah,
I think so.
we did anyway.
We did.
But so much has happened recently
I know.
that I'm not.
I can't remember everything.
You
No.
do very
No.
well, Amy.
But one cardinal said, the cardinal that came out, he says, because he was calling me Miss Morley, and I said, Your Eminence, please
Call me Mary.
Yeah. He says, Mary, you went down in history. The things you thought of doing and the things that you asked people to do, he said, it saved the lives of many, many people.
She is telling some wonderful stories today, Kathy.
The fire in for the American Red Cross. And last year they reenacted the Coconut Grove fire. And do you remember what the Red Cross did during the Coconut Grove fire?
Oh, they did all they could. They brought all kinds of bandages and barrels of stuff to rub on people,
That's right, for their burns.
Oh,
That's good.
everything.
That's right.
Nothing was lacking
That's right.
after all. And, I tell you, the big shot, and it says, it was the grace of God, he says, that you were working, that you were on the road that night, he says.
Right, the famous switchboard operator.
See, Kathy's heard all about you too,
and,
from those history books.
huh?
Kathy has heard all about you too.
Is she?
In
Yes.
the history books, yeah.
Oh. Oh, well. Still hanging on. I thought there'd be many, many more dead than were. And they said, well, you have a finger in that. You got a couple of hands in it. If you weren't there and told them the things to do and not to do, said it would have been, there'd been twice as many, maybe 3 times more deaths in it than. And I said, well, I'll have to thank them. I have to thank God and our Blessed Mother and all for putting them into my mouth. And they said, oh, you're smart.
Didn't you have to stay overnight there for a couple of nights to take care of all the people? Didn't you stay at the hospital for a long time?
Oh, yes, I helped them for quite a while.
That was good of you, Aunt Mary.
Huh?
That was good of you to do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, well, if you saw what I saw, you'd have to want to do something to help. Because I knew they couldn't all. And, of course, I had worked for the hospital. I mean, well, I had been a patient. More than a helper.
You were on the switchboard, Aunt Mary.
Hmm,
You were the chief switchboard operator, remember?
I know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was your first week on when the Coconut Grove fire came in?
Oh, it was.
Remember that?
That's
That was
right.
your first?
Yeah.
You proved yourself that night, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You proved yourself that night.
Well, the Cardinal and I had talked where we were waiting for a bus to go to Newton Corner. Passing by, and anyway, worked out well.
Was I home?
Huh?
Was I home?
If you weren't, somebody else was. Yeah, you were home, I think.
Yeah.
And didn't we go into you one time, Marie?
I think you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on one of those
Yeah.
trips.
Did you see her dog?
Yeah, you come over to see my dogs too, Aunt Mary.
Oh, well. I don't see any dogs anymore. I'm just waiting to be gone so the dogs can bark at me.
Oh, you're so cute.
She get a boot out of that.
Sure did.